Welcome to video 26, Time to Forget the Ephemeral. Hello friend, thanks again for being here. In my last video, I talked about true forgiveness versus fake forgiveness or false forgiveness. To truly forgive is to not see what we thought was there to be forgiven because, in truth, it never happened. How can we say that? Because who our brother is who we are. Are you evil? Do you have malintent? If not, then your brother is also not evil and also does not have malintent. What you think you are is what your brother is in your perception. What you think your brother is what you think you are. Why? How? Because we are one. This is inescapable fact. It's not open to opinion, challenge, or argument, but it can be denied and almost always is. Be smarter than that. Accept the truth. We are the same, now, before, and forever. Why get caught up in endless discussion about what can never be disproven? And why try to prove what cannot be proven? We are the same. Because what we believe is what we see, we can see things that are not true if we believe things that are not true. I know, this is not easily believable, but it's fact. And the sooner we can realize it's true, the sooner we can learn to accept the truth that wipes out all untruths. Today's topic is time to forget the ephemeral, because it's going to go away anyway. What's the use of toying with things and situations that will inevitably end? Disappointment comes from trying to derive, obtain, contrive, prescribe, or ascribe meaning to things that inherently have no meaning. If what you are trying to find meaning to ends before you can understand what it really is, did it ever have meaning? No. Not that you could ever understand it. What is born and then dies has no meaning. Therefore, it's not understandable. Therefore, it cannot satisfy. So there's no use in trying again with yet another situation, another person, place, or thing to find satisfaction. Everything in this world will end soon after you thought you secured it in your life. Thus, there is no real security here because it will either fade away to nothing or transmute or morph into something else unrecognizable from what it seemed to be before. What this translates into is that we never know what anything is because it's totally unstable and in a constant state of flux. Though this is frustrating, of course, it's also the reason why we can be so happy about our reality. What we live in now is a fake reality. It's plastic, it's flimsy, it's valueless. The only thing you can count on in this world is change. Nothing remains the same. This is why we're so unhappy. The very good news is that what is unstable and changes is false, but what is stable and changeless is real and true. Why is this good news? I mean, to us who seem to be nowhere near any such reality? Because this is not only our reality, it's everyone's reality, and we can count on it. It's the only reality. It's inescapable, inevitable, and already here. We are living it and loving it right now. Most of us would probably think I am seriously kooky right now saying this because most of us are not aware of this fact, but just because we're not aware does not mean it's not the case. What is God's will must be. It must be true. It must be now, and no one and nothing can be excluded. What can't be, which is any other will but His, isn't now, never was, and never can be for anyone or anything ever. Certainty cannot come from the ephemeral. The ephemeral is always dying, is always fading away from its current form. Though nothing really dies, because death is not God's will, the ever-changing form is something that simply reflects the idea of the thinker. If we are living in a world of fear, chaos, and deception, everything will reflect fear in the form of attack, defense, or advance, retreat, conquer, surrender, or control chaos. What kind of peace can be had in what flip-flops from one state to its opposite without notice and with no ability to control the outcome? Well, none. Peace comes from constancy, certainty without conflict. Only God in His reality, which He shared with everything that is, can bring that. Time to quit trying to make a better reality for ourselves. We are pathetically unsuited for that task. God's certainty more than suffices. It's heaven itself. Pensive thought to ponder. Be satisfied. Yes, be satisfied. Not later, but now. Nothing better will come along, I promise you. No situation, no new person, no new shiny object, no place or thing will ever be able to bring you joy if what you are experiencing in your thought life doesn't bring you joy right now. Exactly where you stand, doing exactly what you are doing. Everything that seems to happen is full of potential to show us God and can, with the right attitude of gratitude, reveal Him working in our lives. It's hard to believe, I know, but we are in heaven right now. The veil we have placed in front of heaven is dark indeed, but we bring the light of heaven with us to light it up. When the light shines on the darkness disappears, and what is there is revealed. What is left when you shine away the darkness? Well, everything that was there before the light was blocked by our own dark ideas and beliefs. What is that then? Well, what else could it be but what God willed for His creation? Heaven. There is no other thing that God created for His Son. We are there right now. We may believe we're somewhere else. We may fear we're somewhere else, but we cannot be because it is not God's will. Where we are now may look like earth, but behind the appearance is what God created, because the appearance is the illusion, not the fact. The fact is God. There is no thing, no idea, and no circumstance that could ever block His being from being. It must be there because nothing else can be there in reality. We must want to see it. If we ask each instant for the meaning God has attributed to all things and situations, He will always show us that it is Him. He is the meaning behind all situations, and His meaning is oneness. The form makes Him seem legion, fragmented and inconsistent, but that's because form is not real. It's a shape-shifting grand illusion that we have given life to and believe exists. That's all it is. It's not real and it's not alive. It's just a dream. This means that no satisfaction can be found in it. Yet, God is complete and wills happiness for His children. Therefore, believe in one thing and only one thing. God loves you. He has not withheld one blessing from your life and will continue to send new ones to you, whether you recognize them or not. If you want to recognize them, stop looking at the form. Ask God what's really there, and you will be shown. It cannot be seen with human eyes, but you will most definitely recognize its extraordinary, out-of-this-world value that warms our hearts and makes us shed tears of joy. This is my prayer for all of us, that we would allow God's blessing to rise in our awareness by becoming humble enough to not take on a role not given us, to be the determiner of what is, what other things are, and what our future will be like. That's not our job. Leave it all to God in total surrender and learn what being really happy is all about. You can do it. I know it. It's God's will. it's impossible that you cannot if you simply try. See you in my next video.